And to continue the conversation this morning, we have two Navy veterans from different eras. Azar Lyons from Vets Place Central and Stephen Phifer from the Milwaukee V-A Medical Center.
So I'm curious to know, what are the challenges that many of your brothers in arms face making that transition from military life back to civilian life?
Well, for me, one of the main challenges was reintegrating back into society after having spent so long in the military. Now, what's crazy is that you have a process to transform a civilian into a military member, but there's no process to transform a military member to a civilian. So for a lot of guys, and a lot of guys that I've spoken to, when they get separated from the military, it's just, okay, you guys did your service, all right, get out of here.
It's a tough transition.
Tough transition. How
do you feel?
I feel like at the time, I feel like there was a part of me missing. They take something from you when you transform from a civilian to a service member, but they don't give it back to you when you get separated. So as far as society goes, you kind of feel like there's a wall between you and those people around you.
Well, you talk about people missing. There's no greater loss than those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. So, Stephen, what do you tell people? What do you hope that people will think about when Memorial Day comes around? Stop, remember, pause, think about that service, that sacrifice.
I think about the 1.2 million African Americans that served during World War II. I think about the 300,000 African Americans that served during the Vietnam War, and the 12.5% of them that paid the ultimate sacrifice that did not make it home. And working at the VA, we have at Wood Cemetery Civil War veterans that date back to 1906 that are buried at Wood Cemetery. And here in Milwaukee, even 50 years later, they had to be buried in what they call the Potter's Field. So I would like us to, think about those that paid that ultimate price, for our freedoms and our liberties that we just, you don't think about it, daily.
Azar, do you think your friends, your family, do they now because of your service?
I would like to believe that they do, especially because that where I come from, there aren't many people who actually chose to go to the service. And more or less, those who make it back still in one piece and with their mind still intact. So I'm actually grateful that I had the opportunity to serve my country, and also grateful for the insight that I received from it after getting out.
I like that word, grateful.
Grateful and insight.
And we are grateful too for what you've done, and gratitude, important to remember on Memorial Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.